Good evening. Welcome to VC3 News and Sports for Friday, October 11th, 2024. I am Shadeen McLean. The Ministry of Health is observing Mental Health Awareness Week this year under the theme, Let's Recognize the Importance of Mental Health in the Workplace. Speaking on the NBC Radio Face-to-Face program today, Counselor in the Ministry of Health, Alika Matthews, explains why the theme is focused on the workplace this year.
It relates to prioritizing mental health in the workplace. As many of us know who are employed, we spend a large majority of our time at work. And it's important because a lot of our stresses are going to come in the workplace, and we want to make sure that persons have an environment that is inclusive of their mental health needs. Because when your mental health starts to decline, now the job work output starts to decline. How you engage with other persons start to decline. If it's a customer-based business, the interaction with customers are going to decline. So workplaces have to start thinking, how can I improve the mental health of myself and my employees to increase my output and make this a satisfying experience for all.
Meanwhile, Dr. Alicia Alves explains how supervisors and employers can improve the mental health of their workers.
Like flexibility. Something as simple as, so I've heard this on several occasions, and I'm sure Ms. Matthews has as well, where there may be people who have sought out mental health services or other healthcare services and may say things like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the time from work to go to that appointment. Things like that. So simple time flexibility can remove a lot of stress from employees. Having a supportive relationship with employees, actually checking in with them and finding out how they're doing beyond how they're doing at their job. Yes, you want people to complete their tasks correctly and well, or if they're doing a customer-facing job, you want them to be pleasant to your customers. But if they're not achieving those things, maybe it's because of something that's happening inside them. And having the kind of supportive relationship that would allow you to say, hey, is there something that you need? Is there something that's bothering you? And sometimes we do know that there are people who are going through things that are mental health conditions, so avoiding discriminating against people.
The counselor, however, noted that other workers can also advocate for mental health needs not only for themselves, but co-workers who are silent and may need help.
Make it an inclusive environment. Sometimes we say things not paying attention to how it's affecting the persons around us. Something I always like to highlight, mental health can be loud, yes, it's the person that's aggressive, maybe acting out, but mental health can also be very silent. So the person who's having depressive thoughts, suicidal ideation, and that's why we have to be mindful of how we engage the topic in the workplace. Not because you want to go over it or just avoid it, but being mindful that what you say matters, especially to the persons around you.
The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has significantly reduced indigence in the country. This is according to Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves on NBC Radio on Wednesday. Prime Minister was reading an article on deep poverty that is currently an issue in the United Kingdom.
Deep poverty, they call it. Hunger and hardship, we call deep poverty. What we call dirt poor poverty, indigence. We have reduced that significantly between 2001 and now. We're in Britain. According to this, they are 3 million more today in deep poverty than 20 years ago.
Prime Minister further explains how the government has been working over the past years to ensure that it is not a problem for the people of this country.
That the households struggle to afford food, heating, clothing, and other everyday basics. And they have to go to food banks. The food banks now, charity, where the charity is given out in food. They're recording the highest levels of distribution of food. And children are at greater risk. 1/5 of all UK youngsters fall in the category of hunger and hardship. And if you have 3 or more children in your family, 1/3 of those larger families, which is 3 or more children, at a higher risk of dependency on charity foods.
3 months after the passage of Hurricane Beryl, the government continues to implement an ambitious program of housing repairs and reconstruction throughout the country. According to a report from the Ministry of Housing, as of September 30th, 1,116 houses which sustained level 1 and 2 damages have been repaired through the Ministry of Housing. This has been done either directly by the ministry or through self-help, where some homeowners opted to receive materials and/or labor through the ministry. For those homeowners who decided on the self-help approach, the ministry assigned assessors to make periodic checks and ensure that repairs were done following specific building codes and guidelines. Houses which fall on the level 1 and 2 categories are those houses which received damage mainly to their roofs, where the entire roof was destroyed or part of the roof. On NBC Face-to-Face program on Wednesday, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said that the government is working tirelessly in the rebuilding and recovery process.
All the issues which we are rolling out with food boxes, production support for farmers, fishers, housing, all the material issues. What I have in my hand here is the ULP article for the newspapers this week. And all of that could be read there. Mm-hmm. We're recovering fairly well, but we have a lot more to do on the housing in particular. We have done a level 1 and 2 across the country, over 1,200 houses, some level 3 and 4, and they're being kick-started. But we have a lot of contractors. We need more contractors, we need more workers. And especially now, they move into the phase of the level 3 and 4s. Mm-hmm. And people must remember that it's in the region of 5,000 houses we have to address. But I want to give the assurance that I will work tirelessly and work with our people so together we can get back the roofs over our heads.
The Internet Society of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in collaboration with Fortinet of Trinidad and Tobago, will host its 6th Internet Governance Forum, IGF, on Thursday, October 17th at Sunset Shores Hotel Conference Room from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. under the theme Network Resilience in the Aftermath of Hurricane Beryl. The purpose of the IGF is to bring together multi-stakeholder groups and individuals to discuss and share good practices on Internet governance issues. The forum also promotes a common understanding of how to maximize Internet opportunities and address different types of challenges that arise in a bottom-up, multi-stakeholder, open, and transparent manner. SVG celebrates Taiwan's double 10th anniversary in Taipei. There's another stories coming up when we return after the break. Stay with us.
Now available from all lotto agents. Gold Mine, a new $2 Instacash game with a top prize of $3,000. Gold Mine, so easy to play. If your numbers equals the bars of gold numbers in the same group, win the prize shown. You can win up to 3 times. Get your Gold Mine Instacash tickets where there's no waiting for a draw, and you can win on the spot. Gold Mine, another easy to win Instacash game from the National Lotteries Authority.
Welcome back. Deputy Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Honorable Montgomery Daniel, joined the government and people of the Republic of China and Taiwan on Thursday to celebrate the country's 113th Double 10th National Day in front of the Presidential Office Building in Taipei. The celebration marks the establishment of the Republic of China, which outthrew the Qing dynasty in 1911 and relocated to Taiwan as Mao Zedong's communists swept to power on the mainland during the Civil War in 1949. Taiwan was run under martial law until transitioning to full democracy in the 1980s and 1990s, but maintains the original constitution brought from China and the ROC flag. President of Taiwan Ling Ching-te, in his national address, which was themed Taiwan Together for Our Shared Dream, noted that 113 years ago, a group of people full of ideas and aspirations rose to revolt and overthrew the imperial regime. Their dream was to establish a democratic republic of the people, to be governed by the people and for the people. Their ideal was to create a nation of freedom, equality, and benevolence. However, the dream of democracy was engulfed in the raging flames of war. The ideal of freedom had for long eroded under authoritarian rule, the president said. The president, who was elected in May, told Taiwanese that although the Republic of China was driven out of the international community, the people of Taiwan have never exiled themselves. He noted that the people of Taiwan toil and labor on their old soil, but when their friends face natural disasters or an unprecedented pandemic, Taiwan did not hesitate to extend a helping hand. Deputy Prime Minister Daniel's delegation included Chief Executive Officer of Roads, Building, General Services Authority, BRAGSA, Kem Bartholomew, and Head of the Sandy Bay Business Department, Keisha Ballantyne Belingi. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, RSVGPF, provides an update on the investigation into the death of a male discovered along the Gibson Corner Main Road on October 2nd. The deceased, who was initially unidentified, has now been identified as Xavier Deshan Tristan Brown, a 21-year-old resident of Chateaubelair. Preliminary investigations reveal that Brown sustained a single gunshot wound to the back. A post-mortem examination was performed on October 4th, and it was determined that the cause of death was exsanguination due to or as a result of gunshot wound to the back. The investigation remains active, and the RSVGPF is urging anyone with information that may assist in this case to come forward. The police also provides an update on the investigation surrounding the circumstances of the death of Raymond Devon Holder, a 49-year-old farmer from Lomans Hill, who was found deceased on Lomans Hill. A post-mortem examination conducted on October 4th determined that Mr. Holder died as a result of exsanguination due to multiple chop wounds. The police further outlined updates on the investigations into the deaths of Martin James, a 53-year-old businessman of Villa, and Rion Nero, a 20-year-old resident of Sandy Bay. On Saturday, October 5th, officers from the Major Crimes Unit responded to a report of a shooting in Villa in the vicinity of a well-known apartment complex. Upon arrival, they discovered Martin James with multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene by a district medical officer. A post-mortem examination concluded on October 8th revealed that the cause of death was exsanguination due to multiple gunshot wounds. In the second incident, on October 8th, Coast Guard officers responded to a report of a body seen floating in the waters of Oia. Upon arrival, they discovered that the body of Rion Nero, a 20-year-old resident of Sandy Bay, he was pronounced dead by the district medical officer. A post-mortem examination carried out on October 9, 2024, revealed that Nero died as a result of drowning. The RSVGPF is actively investigating these incidents and urges anyone with information that may assist to come forward. All information will be treated with the strictest confidence. Those are our local news stories. Coming up next, we have VC3 Sports.
Now available Available from all Lotto agents. Gold Mine, a new $2 Instacash game with a top prize of $3,000. Gold Mine, so easy to play. If your numbers equals the bars of gold numbers in the same group, win the prize shown. You can win up to 3 times. Get your Gold Mine Instacash tickets where there's no waiting for a draw and you can win on the spot. Gold Mine, another easy to win Instacash game from the National Lotteries Authority.
Welcome to the VC3 Sports Update for today, Friday, October 11th. I am Anthony Denny. In football, St. Vincent and Grenadines senior men's team suffered a 3-2 loss to El Salvador last night at the Allenville Stadium in Group A of League B of the CONCACAF Nations League. El Salvador took the lead in the 20th minute through Steven Vasquez, but Brandon John got the equalizer in the 43rd minute for the Vincentians. On minute 63, Shaquem Adams gave the host much to cheer about. However, an error in the back saw Santos Ortiz equalizing with a gift of a goal in the 70th minute, and Francis Castillo sealed the match for El Salvador with a goal in the 87th minute. The win puts El Salvador firmly on top of the group with 9 points. St. Vincent and Grenadines remain on 4 points. In yesterday's first match, Montserrat Day defeated Bonaire 1-0. The teams will return to the Allenville venue on Sunday, with Montserrat and Bonaire playing from 3 p.m. and St. Vincent and Grenadines facing El Salvador from 8 p.m. In League A results yesterday, Jamaica defeated Nicaragua 2-0. Cuba and Trinidad and Tobago drew 2 goals apiece, and Honduras clipped French Guiana 3-2. In softball cricket, here are the National Lotteries Authority TBPO softball cricket fixtures for the 12th and 13th October 2024 at the Daphne Playing Field. On Saturday from 1 p.m., Vinlac Power Stars will meet Daphne United. Then from 3 p.m., it is the turn of Young Stallions, who will be taking on Sandhill Talawas. On Sunday, starting at 10 a.m., Hilltop opposes Dr. Thomas Injectors. Then from 12:30 p.m., Gourmet Bombers will play Experience, and AIA Reload oppose Combat Warriors from 3 p.m. In cricket, West Indies starred with the bat as they boosted their T20 World Cup semi-final hopes with a clinical 8-wicket win yesterday to all but eliminate Bangladesh. Led by captain Haley Matthews' fluent 34 of 22 balls, West Indies easily chased down 104 with 7.1 overs to spare. With the ball, windy spinner Krishma Ramharak took 4 for 17 and sparked a Bangladesh collapse from 73 for 2 to 103 for 8. Victory improved the West Indies' net run rate and moved them top of Group B on 4 points, level with South Africa and England, with the latter having played 1 game fewer. West Indies will give themselves a strong chance of reaching the final 4 if they beat England in the last group match coming Tuesday. Bangladesh need to beat South Africa by a substantial margin in their final group that's the final group game on Saturday, and hope other results go their way. That's the VC3 Sports Update for today, Friday, October 11th. I'm Anthony Denny. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.
That's the end of our VC3 News and Sports. Join us on our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as the VC3 channel 114 for more updates. See you next time. I am Shadeen McLean.